My plan would have invested nearly $40 billion in infrastructure over those 2 years. In those 2 years, nearly 20,000 miles of roads could have been resurfaced.
Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Now, according to multiple sources, you may receive an $8,000 payment if you are a family with 2 dependents. Yes everybody, that's right. More stimulus checks are being sent out as we speak. And it looks like our Democrats and Republicans are finally doing their best in helping out the American people with the 4th stimulus check. But first everybody, I will be announcing the winner of a free $100 Amazon gift card. So be sure to enter the giveaway everybody. I just want to do my best in helping out my community. And while we're still waiting for Congress to send out the 4th stimulus check, I want to do my part in helping everybody out.
For the remainder of my Build Back Better agenda, and giving tax cuts to the middle class by investing in child care and home care for seniors, critical investments to combat climate change and to build a clean energy future.
According to thesun.com, you may receive a surprise stimulus payment of $8,000. Now, the new adjustments to the Child and Dependent Care Credit for 2021 mean that working American families who hit certain requirements will pocket thousands of dollars in extra stimulus relief funds. It covers childcare costs up to $8,000, as well as costs for looking after a spouse or parent who cannot care for themselves. This increases to $16,000 in expenses for families with 2 or more dependents. And everybody, these childcare expenses include everything from daycare to after-school programs.
And we share that vision. And it's about building back better. So whatever you can achieve in a bipartisan way, bravo. We salute it, we applaud it, we hope that it will pass soon.
Expand Medicare to cover dental care, eyeglasses, hearing aids. We're going to finally get the United States to have paid family and medical leave. We're going to put a whole lot of money into affordable housing, and of course.
And folks, we also have some breaking news. Senate Democrats have finally agreed to a $3.5 trillion healthcare and anti-poverty plan. Democrats on the Senate Budget Committee agreed to roughly $3.5 trillion in spending for their broad healthcare and anti-poverty plan, determining the scope of the party's expected efforts like education, climate change, and childcare. Chuck Schumer announced the agreement Tuesday night after an hours-long meeting among White House officials and members of the committee. Democrats are pursuing a process tied to the budget called reconciliation to advance the bill through the 50-50 Senate without GOP support and avoid the 60-vote threshold typically needed in the chamber. With a top-line figure set, everybody, lawmakers are still going to need to craft the details of the policy provisions in the $3.5 trillion agreement. Do you believe that President Biden, the Democrats like Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi are doing all that it takes to help out the American people? Leave a comment down below, everybody, saying yes or no.
But at the same time, we're not going forward with leaving people behind. And that's why the physical infrastructure of our country gets a D from the D in some places, a C minus in others, from the American Society of Civil Engineers. So we have to. It's a safety issue as well as an economic issue to create jobs.
And folks, while the Unemployment Assistance Program is billed as a program for gig workers and contractors, it covers many other types of workers. In addition to parents with children in remote school, it also includes workers who had not been employed for long enough after the company to qualify for regular unemployment aid before they lost their jobs in a crisis. To be sure, the new crisis aid program, especially the additional $300 in weekly benefits, have sparked debate among business owners and economists about whether the expanded safety net programs are keeping workers on the sidelines as many companies are scrambling to hire. Yet early data from some of the 26 states that cut off aid in June and July are providing evidence that so far, the additional payments of unemployment benefits have not hurt job growth. And folks, at least 4 states that are canceling the $300 bonus checks, which are Arizona, Montana, New Hampshire, and Oklahoma, are now offering a bonus to workers who accept the job. Other states include Colorado and Connecticut, and are continuing the $300 payments, but offering their own new job bonus. Each state, folks, has slightly different requirements for receiving the money, so check with your state's guideline. In Arizona, for example, you can receive up to $2,000 if you work the equivalent of at least 8 40-hour weeks over the first 10 weeks after returning to work at a qualifying job.
But we cannot be in the past. We have to go into the future. You build back better to build not only the physical infrastructure, but the personal infrastructure, so that you build back better with women. You have childcare, you have, and men, dads need the childcare too, but overwhelmingly women more in the workplace with home health care workers respected so that people can leave home because their family member, whether a person with disability, child or older person is cared for, whether it's early universal pre-K, which I love, which is family and medical leave. We have to cross a threshold of understanding how we all can participate in the economic success of our country. All of these things are urgent, and we're going to get them done together. Now, if those on the other side do not support the child tax credit, child care, family and medical leave, and the rest, then we'll do that, and we'll have a full package at the end.
Could the House come back early? The House could come back early to take up infrastructure.
Well,
Members could be called back.
I'm sorry?
Could the House be called back early from recess to take up infrastructure?
Did you not hear what I just said?
I just a firm answer so that members could be prepared to come back early. If they pass both, is what I was saying.
Yeah, you just asked me if they're going to be called back to pass infrastructure.
If both are passed in the Senate.
Well, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. But right now, again, I don't know if I ever comment on what the Senate is doing except when they say no, and they said no to they were going to say no to the moratorium. But I did say that we're going to do this when we can do it all.
I do want to ask about infrastructure. Majority Leader Schumer tonight was non-committal on timing for the final passage of the bill. Where do things stand right now?
Well, I'm smiling because I'm standing right here waiting. And I'm really proud of that bill. We've got strong bipartisan support. I worked a lot on the broadband piece.
The Founding Fathers intended for Congress to collaborate and find common ground. Those are functions of our system. They're not a side effect. It is easy to imagine if every founder had demanded to get everything they wanted and nothing else, well, then we would have had a king. And we may not have had the system of cooperative federalism that we do today. And if enough of them believe that doing nothing is better than getting 80 or 90% of what they wanted, then our more perfect union would never have gotten started and had a chance to become that. The inability to meet in the middle is not an excuse for inaction, especially when it comes to addressing not just the pressing needs of the American people here at home, but also protecting our standing as a country on the world stage. We understand how important infrastructure is, but so does China, so does Russia, so do all of our adversaries who would like to see us continue to fall behind.